let's start off with this big collab post.
So this was for the Geiger campaign, for the People Empowerment campaign. And they like focus on one person every month that's done community work. They wanted me to be part of it, but because I was a fashion designer, they were like, oh, bring your clothes as well with it. So they came to Sheffield and interviewed my community and things. And I'm wearing my jacket from my MA collection, but it didn't make it in. And it's a green nylon jacket with a traditional Arabic scarf. And on the back of the jacket, it actually had like my community's answers like printed on the back of it. Because I asked them, what are you fighting for?
Okay.
And it had like all their handwriting on the back of it.
Nice.
So that was cool.
How did you get the handwriting on there? Was it literally them writing onto the fabric, or did you embroider the shapes, or were you just taking the text and putting that on there?
So I made the posters for a charity event we organised. And then they wrote on the posters.
Right.
And then I just scanned all the posters and then I digitally printed it onto nylon.
Nice. Tell us about the bag.
The bag's a Kurt Geiger bag. So for the campaign, we paired each jacket that I had with a bag that they had. And
based on the colours, what you thought went with what kind of thing? Is that how you chose which item went with what fit?
Yeah, basically. So I had like some black and orange looks, and then they had a new collection full of orange bags, so it was perfect. Yeah. And then my friends actually modelled those looks as well, so that was cool that I got to like bring them too.
And Kurt Geiger is, I mean, I don't know too much about Kurt Geiger, but shoes and bags, is it predominantly?
Yeah, it's a shoe brand. It's actually British because I thought it was German.
Sounds it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Geiger sounds very German.
Yeah, but they're a British shoe brand. There's a strong message behind the campaign.
Yeah.
And they still used my fashion with it. So like they really understood like my brand values. And these pictures actually went on billboards in Dubai and they didn't tell me. It was like a surprise at the end. So I literally thought it was just for Instagram.
Mad.
So that was cool.
Well, I've got like the most low res copy of it downloaded from the Kurt Geiger website. I think it was upscaled from a thumbnail, but if it was going on billboards, it must have been some photo shoot. There must have been.
It was crazy. I've never done anything like that before.
Did you have anyone send you pics over from Dubai, like, you know?
Yeah, people actually did. Actually, so this family from my community in Sheffield, they went on holiday to Dubai that week. And I didn't know the billboards were going to be there. And then they messaged me like, we've just seen you on a billboard in Dubai. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's not me. And then it turns out it was.
Mad.
Yeah. But it's crazy that someone from Sheffield saw it in Dubai.
Yeah. Mad.
Yeah, full circle.
So you've not made it onto any of Sheffield's billboards yet?
No, I need to
make that
happen.
Yeah? Okay, so it says Kazna for kindness on the front. Is that something that they came up with? Is that something that is that a tagline that you yourself have used?
So for the People Empowerment campaign, they have 10 values, the Kurt Geiger charity.
Yeah.
And they asked me like what value really resonated with me the most. And I picked kindness. And then we actually did some films where they came to the youth club in Sheffield and they filmed like all the kind people and everything kind, I guess. And then it just turns out my name begins with a K as well. So it
alliteration, nice.
Yeah.
The other thing that's just jumped out at me is that ring. Is it a bird's head, or am I misreading that? Very sick. Tell us about that. Is that yours, Model's Own, or did they provide that?
No, they provided all the jewellery, all the rings, everything.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Could have slipped that one in your back pocket.
I know.
Let's move on to this one. Tell us a little bit about who you're with, where you're at, what you're wearing.
So this was Eid Day in 2021.
Like 2-ish years ago.
Yeah. It was the Eid like straight after, Ramadan. So like it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And then these are my sisters. And we knew like we wanted to wear like something cultural. But like, I don't know, we wanted like colours. And I had all these fabrics. And I think I just finished my MA, so I was really bored, like still trying to figure out the next steps. So I was like, you know what, let me make abayas for us all. Yeah, so I had all these woven fabrics that are like from Middle Eastern sofas. And then I combined it with like cottons that I had anyway. I feel like that was the first time I actually used those traditional fabrics, and now I use them all the time.
Amazing.
But like this was like the first.
These like prototypes towards what you're doing now.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, me included, an abaya is a traditional dress, wrap? How would you describe it?
I'd say maybe a traditional dress.
Yep.
It's kind of like an outerwear garment that they wear in the Middle East, and it's usually out of thin fabrics, usually like a chiffon or organza because it's hot over there.
Yeah.
And then these were like more thicker ones. I guess these are more inspired by Moroccan kaftans actually.
Okay.
So it's way more thicker, way more structure, and the only goal of an abaya really is just to cover the body.
Yeah.
So like they're always long sleeved, floor length, and very loose fitting.
I think we're going to talk a little bit more about you using thicker or more weatherproof fabrics to in the place of where chiffons and silks and lighter fabrics might have been, and how that maybe reflects the terrible weather that we've got over here. But yeah, I don't know if I knew that you'd made all those clothes. I just thought I picked it out because you all look great. But
oh really?
Yeah,
no, I was sewing in my bedroom.
Must feel, I mean, we're going to talk about this more as well, but it must feel incredible to be able to put your ideas that are in your head into practice. They're not just sketches, they're actual physical garments. Does that give you a buzz to take them from concept to like a real life thing?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the process, I enjoy it a lot, and the outcome and seeing my sisters wear it, I feel like that's like an adrenaline rush. But then sometimes you have a concept and you feel like you don't have the skill to like deliver.
Do you feel like your skills are still developing? Like every project you do, you're developing a new technical aspect that opens your mind up to a new possibility thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm always learning, I feel like. And yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like addicted to that learning process.
Right.
Because like I could technically get a seamstress to help me, but like I just want to push myself so I can learn more and then develop myself better.
You talked about enjoying the process there. Do you get into a kind of like I'm terrible shit with scissors and needles and stuff like that, but when I've sewn a button back on, I do enter some kind of minute flow state. I don't know. What do you get out of the process? Are you enjoying the repetitive motions of sewing? Does it feel like creativity and a physical movement combined? Like, do you? Is it meditative? What do you get from it?
I can't explain it. It's like when you have an idea and then you can deliver it. It's that's so true. Actually, I feel like it is like, I can't explain it.
So, what I get is like in our lives we're usually so distracted by news, media, people, fast-moving pace. But when you take time to do something that's really focused, like making something, you know, it's got a beginning and an end, and you work through that. I don't know. It gives me a special, like, rewarding feeling. I think I get a deep endorphin dump rather than just this kind of endorphin rush you get from someone liking your picture on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, facts. It's like. Yeah, it's kind of like the long-term rewards that you get from it.
Yeah, delayed gratification.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll touch on process a little bit more later. So where we at here? You've got a sign, you've got a placard. Looks like another terrible day out in England, pissing down with rain.
Oh, it did. It rained the whole day that day. I actually remember it. This was a Palestine protest in London.
Not the one from the Saturday just gone, a few years previous to that, right?
Yeah, I think this was 2021.
Yeah.
When I first moved to London for my master's. And I remember I was so behind on my project in uni, and my tutors were on my back. And they were like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm just going to go to a protest. Like, I refused to not miss this protest.
Okay.
And I
Priorities.
feel like, I was like, the project can wait. But yeah, I remember, and I feel like I've been protesting for Palestine for a long time. I went to my first protest when I was like 10, I think. It's always been like the forefront of my household, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Yemen, so like, I feel like it's always been part of like the Arab struggle to fight for Palestine. So yeah, I feel like this was very natural to me. And I went with my friends and my sisters, and it rained the whole day. But I'm wearing my T-shirt of like the Muslim women with the earths on. The Earthly Minds of Muslim Women, and it's like a family portrait, and it's got community embroidery. And I'm wearing my tote bag. It's like the propaganda print of a hijabi woman as well. And I'm wearing a keffiyeh on my head, like I am now. And I'm wearing another keffiyeh to cover myself from the rain. So yeah.
Fully representing everything that you're about.
Yeah.
When you go to protests and things like that, what are your considerations? Obviously, you want to kind of represent what you're about with slogans and things like that. Are face coverings to kind of give yourself the anonymity in a crowd? Is that something that you consider when you're dressing for something like that?
Definitely. I feel like recently I've been covering my face at protests.
Yeah.
Because especially with social media, you never know. And I feel like that's kind of encouraged. This one I'm wearing a face mask. This was like peak COVID as well.
Yeah, okay. It was such a mad time for face coverings because, you know, governments all the time where like 5-10 years ago, you can't cover your face. No, impossible. Yeah,
I know, right?
CCTV, and then it's like everyone cover your face. It's like it's totally flipped it. And then in the years since then, it's very, very normalised now.
Yeah.
And it's politicised a lot as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Still an evolving thing that I don't think it's played itself out, but yeah, interesting. So this one that I picked out is a still from a documentary. Yeah, tell us where you're at in this one and what you're wearing.
So this is the jacket I'm wearing now.
Very nice.
It's like a fleece with traditional woven fabrics. So these fabrics are from Middle Eastern sofas.
Right, nice.
And they're kind of like upholstery fabrics. So they're super thick.
Thick, yeah.
And then I usually use them, like I'll either upcycle jackets with them or just pattern cut and sew them from scratch. They've kind of become like a staple to me. Oh, and I'm wearing the same keffiyeh that I was wearing then as well.
If it works, why change it?
Yeah. And this is in Sheffield, in the Peace Gardens, and I was on my way to the town hall to fight for teachers and people of colour. Yeah.
How does it feel when you're going to do something like that where you need to be powerful, you need to be outspoken, you need to be representative of your community? When you're wearing your own clothes to do something like that, do you feel extra, this is me, this is everything? Like, does it charge you up, or you're just wearing it because it was nice and warm?
No, definitely. I feel like I was actually so shy, but I feel like my clothes have such like a deep meaning behind it. I know people can really appreciate the aesthetic of it, but I feel like if you go deeper into my Instagram and things, you realize there's a story behind everything.
Yeah.
So when I do wear it, I do feel powerful because I'm a super shy person, and I was panicking before going into the town hall, but you got to do what you got to do.
It's amazing what clothes can do to you in circumstances like that. You really can like dress for the occasion to empower yourself, I think. And
yeah.
I'd only seen it on Instagram before today, and I didn't realise quite how many different fabrics are in it. So you've got the fleece for the warmth and the sleeves, top, more of a micro ripstoppy kind of, a little bit weatherproofy. Keep the rain off the short. Is that right? Am I getting the miles wrong?
No, it's right.
Yeah, dead nice. And then the logo as well. The earth in, what's it? It's got your name on it.
Yeah, it just has my name on it in orange. Nice. Yeah.
Super cool logo.
Thank you.
Nice. Tell us a little bit more about the documentary, because I think that's worth talking about. It's a 25-minute thing that's up on YouTube. Tell us a bit about that.
I got the British Fashion Council New Gen.
Yeah.
And when you get that, you get to showcase at London Fashion Week for 6 seasons. But because I got it in like May and London Fashion Week was in September, I was like, I can't make a collection. So I'm going to make a film and introduce my community to London Fashion Week. So yeah, my film, I literally just got a camera, me and my sister. We got 2 cameras and we just went around Sheffield and interviewed all the people that fight for Sheffield every day. So it was like local businesses, the teachers, head teachers, counsellors, community activists, youth clubs, schools.
It's a great film. It's full of characters and love and community. And yeah, I think your kind of love and the way that you fit into your community really shines through in it. So just go and check it out.
Thank you.
Nice one for doing that. Appreciate it.
My mind is breaking. Strangers. Oh, I get so much by strangers.